Hey guys. So yesterday it was requested that I do a look using NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi that I showed in yesterday's video. And so that's what we're going to do today. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start with Milani Moisture Lock Lip Treatment Oil. And this is the pomegranate one, but really doesn't make a difference which one you use. I'm just basically trying to moisturize my lips. That way, by the time I get to the last product, which would be the lip product, it should have sunken in. Okay, next I'm going to use e.l.f. Eye Refresh, and this is basically just moisturizing underneath my eyes. It's a roller ball. And then I'm going to use e.l.f. Mineral Primer, and this is the clear one. This comes in lots of different formulas for different issues that you may have. And I just do one pump. And just massage some of that in. And I'm going to use a different foundation today that you haven't seen me use in a long time because I repurchased a foundation that I used to have that I loved, Wet n Wild Coverall. And when I had it before, I had it in one shade darker. I had Fairly Light because I think I was using it in the summer. So I'm very pale right now, so I bought it this time in the shade Fair, which looks like it would be way too light for me, but it's actually not. This is a really nice foundation, and it is so inexpensive. I love playing around and using different ones. The advantage to that is you get to use different foundations, which is fun to have variety, but the bad side is I end up, having to throw some out due to age because I jump around. But I'm going to use the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to apply that. So I just put some on the back of my hand. See, so when it's blended in, it's not too light. There are so many great drugstore foundations out now that, yeah, it's unbelievable. It's hard to pick between them all. I had been using the e.l.f. Flawless Finish. That one, I don't like the smell of it. This one has no smell. Or if it does have a smell, it's so subtle that I can't smell it, but I'm pretty sure it's unscented. When e.l.f. was redoing their product line, I thought for sure they were going to end up repackaging this, but all the sections have been redone at the drugstores, so it's still in the same package it was in before. It's hard to know like which products were just repackaged and which ones are actual new products because there are so many things that they've changed. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to use the Essence Get Flawless Say No to Dark Circles corrector, and the shade is Bright Rose. Oh, you know what? All this time I thought I had been using the Essence one, and I've actually been using the Femme Couture skin tone corrector. This is from Sally Beauty Supply. I must have grabbed one and switched them out one day. They're so similar that they are pretty much interchangeable. But yeah, this is Femme Couture. You won't be able to read that. Yeah, this is Femme Couture from Sally Beauty Supply. And it's the pink one. It just says pink. But yeah, they are almost the same. This twists up from the bottom. Yep, they're almost the same thing. It's just a pink corrector. And then I stopped using concealer, and I've just been using the corrector and setting it with the Wet n Wild Fergie Take on the Day mattifying powder, and I just press that into my skin. Looking for... I have this little thing that I use to open packages because I don't like to use my nails. Alright, I found it. This came in a Z palette that I bought, and it's so great for opening palettes like this and this, and you know how those little enclosure things on the side are practically impossible. I mean, I used to use my nail, but then it would, not only would it ruin your manicure, but it would almost feel like your nail was going to come off trying to open things. So now I just keep this close by and use it to open everything. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I just use the little puff thing that comes with it. And I just press some of that powder right into that corrector. So I want to keep it as bright and light as possible, because if I put corrector on top, if I put concealer on top of the corrector, it just brings darkness back to that area. So I think it looks way better without using any concealer at all, just using the corrector and the powder. Alright, so that is on, and then the next step is going to be e.l.f. Mineral Pearls in Natural. And I haven't checked the website to see if this is back in stock yet, but I was told by an e.l.f. representative that this product has not been discontinued and it still exists. I found it at a Target, but it's only sold at select Targets. So then I'm going to use a Real Techniques buffing brush to apply this, and it's all different colored balls. And I just swirl the brush in there, and I've been doing contour with this, even though it's shimmer. And the perimeter of my face. And under my jawline. It's like the world's most subtle bronzer and contour. Just gives you a little bit of contour and shading. Okay. Next is going to be blush. I'm going to use the Measurable Difference Be Beautiful blush palette, and I found this at Burlington Coat Factory, but some of you had told me that you had also seen it at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. All three of those stores are owned by the same company. And I am going to use this very natural peach shade at the top and the middle here. I have not used that before. I'm going to use the same brush that I used for the e.l.f. Mineral Pearls, and I'm just going to barely touch it to the brush. And I'm going to put that right above where I contoured. And the reason why I chose that blush today is because I thought it would coordinate well with the highlighter I was going to use. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Geometric Highlighting Powder in Desert Explorations, and this is part of their new Spring Limited Edition collection. I've done a video on that. And I'm going to use an e.l.f. fan brush. And this has got all kinds of nice natural shades in it. So I'm just going to dust all the colors together and just do the top of my cheekbones. For an eyeshadow primer today, I'm going to use this e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. I bought this from the website, and I'm not sure if they still carry it because e.l.f. is constantly, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Discontinuing products and bringing out new things. So I bought this probably about a year and a half ago. So I wanted to go back to using it a lot because it's really a very nice eyeshadow primer. Eyeshadows always go on nice over this. And so since it's getting a little bit older, I wanted to start using it again. So it's just a beige colored stick. And I just use my fingers. I just warm it up with my fingers. And just put it all over that area. And it has a slightly tacky feel to it. So if you're working with any shadows that have shimmer or glitter, it's just going to grab onto those really nicely so that you don't have to have any fallout issues. Well, I use it with any kind of shadow really, not just glittery, shimmery shadows. And if you want to know the exact name of this, it just says e.l.f. Eye Primer. It also has a liner sealer on the opposite end, but I never use that. Okay, for eyeshadows, what I'm going to use is, I figured since we were creating a look based on a NYX lip product that I would use some NYX eye products as well. So I'm going to start off with the NYX Nude Matte eyeshadow in I Have a Headache. And this is just a warm cream type eyeshadow. And I'm going to use my ring finger. And that's going to be our brow bone highlight. And next I'm going to go into the crease area with a NYX Nude Matte eyeshadow in the shade Dance the Tides. When NYX got rid of their square pot type eyeshadows, I was so afraid they were going to get rid of these, but I am still seeing these in stores, so hopefully they will continue to carry them. And I'm going to use a Real Techniques brush, and I don't know the exact name of this because all the writing has worn off of it. So I'm going to put some of that in the crease. So these two particular shades are matte, hence the Nude Matte eyeshadow name. And then we're going to do something with shimmer on the lids because I want to put a little bit of shimmer in this look somewhere because the lip is going to be matte and 2 of the 3 eyeshadows are matte. The blush is matte. I do have highlighter on, but it's quite subtle. So that lip shade is a warm nude. So I'm going nude on the eyes. The lid shade I'm going to use though is not as warm as these other colors that I'm putting with it. I was so heartbroken when NYX discontinued their square pot type eyeshadows because I was about halfway through collecting them and all of a sudden they were going bye-bye. I was so disappointed with that. Alright, on my lids I'm going to use a NYX Prismatic eyeshadow in the shade Girl Talk. And these are so cute. They've got little bows on the front of them. And this line of shadows is really pretty. This is the only one I have so far, but and I've looked at them again, and the rest of them are all very colorful, and can't get it open. Darn it! Where's my little thing? There we go. Yeah, that thing is a lifesaver. Okay, so this is sort of a champagne color. And these have a lot of shimmer to them. I'm going to just use my finger. The reason why I use my finger a lot of times instead of brushes is because I feel like I can get perfect placement. And I feel like it blends better too. Yeah, so I wanted to use some shimmer so that the look wouldn't be completely matte. I wanted to give it a little bit of life somewhere. But look at the finish on that. Aren't these? It's just beautiful. But I wish they would release more colors of these because this was really the only one that I loved the color of it. The rest of them are all like, you know, blue and purple and...
It's 10 o'clock.
I just didn't see any other shades in the line that grabbed me like this one did. I just thought this was stunning. And even though it's shimmery, it's not like chunky glitter or anything like that. It's almost like a foiled effect. Beautiful. Okay, and instead of doing my usual black, I thought I would do brown liner today because the lip product is in the brown nude family. So I thought that might help pull the colors together. Oh, this is Maybelline Master Kajal Cream Kohl Liner in Midnight Brown. So I'm just doing the tight line right now. Oh, and before I do the waterline, almost forgot. I like to take a small brush. This is a Zoeva Luxe pencil brush. And I like to usually put a little bit of shadow right along the lower lash line. So I'm going to go back in with that Nude, NYX Nude Matte Shadow and Dance the Tides. And put a little bit of that right along the lower lash line. I go about 3/4 of the way across. Okay. All right, now I can do the waterline. They call it waterline for a reason. Wow, my eyes are watering like crazy today. Some days my eyes are more sensitive than others. So of course, once they start watering like that, it's really hard for the product to adhere. Okay, Maybelline Lash Sensational Luscious Mascara. I like to start with the lower lashes. Sometimes on the lower lashes, it applies a little too much. So I just like stick my thumb under the lashes and sort of rest them on my thumb, and it removes the excess. All right. Now I'm going to do my brows with the LA Colors I Heart Makeup Brow Palette in light to medium. The more I use this, the gladder I am that I bought it. It does take a while to do it, but it's still worth it. I just love the products in here. And lately I've just been using the powders and waxes and a Wet n Wild small angled liner brush. And this is one of their newer brushes. So let's see, which one am I going to do today? I don't always use the same powder because I feel like I can get away with using different ones, and if I go a little bit lighter, I just put more on. But in order to save some time today, we're going to go right for the darkest one. which is this one right here. So I'm just taking a little bit of that darkest shade powder and try to fill in the blanks with small brush strokes. You want to apply just a small amount at a time, otherwise it's just going to get too messy. And if you put too much powder on at one time, you can brush through it with a spoolie, but sometimes it's difficult to remove if you put too much on. So I just do a little bit at a time. Okay, then I go in with this wax right here, and that's just going to help blend the color into your brows, and it's also going to hold everything in place. And also, if you accidentally touch your brows during the course of the day, the wax will help it adhere better to your brows and make it less likely that the brow powder will come off. And it adds a very minimal amount of color. Alright, then the last thing I do for my brows is I take an e.l.f. spoolie. This is one of the white handled brushes. And I'm just going to brush through it, stroking the brush in upward motions and then sideways for the tail part of the brow. Okay. And now for the part that you probably are curious about. So this is NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi. I'm going to wipe off some product onto the lip of this container just so that I don't have like a big gloppy mess to start with. It's always better to start with less product, and then you don't have to try to figure out how to take away at the end, because with this product you can add more and build it as much as you want, and it is not going to mess up the look. This type of color is so on trend right now. And if you're not used to wearing these sorts of colors, it does take some getting used to, for sure. And thanks to this awesome applicator, you don't have to use a liner. I mean, you can if you want to, but that's just one extra step that in this particular case I don't feel is necessary. So that is the makeup look that I would put with this lip. And I mean, you can do so many different things. You can go so many different directions. You can do a completely matte look if that's your thing. You don't have to do a shimmery eyelid. You can go different shades of neutrals. There's a lot of different things you can do. But the best part is, I think we all have a lot of neutral eyeshadows in our collections. And so this is a great way to take advantage of something that you already have. So if you wanted to experiment and get a color like this for your lips, you don't have to go out and buy something special to put on the eyes because, you know, most of us have a lot of neutral, if not single eyeshadows, palettes. I mean, you could use a number of Too Faced palettes, Urban Decay palettes. You could do MAC single eyeshadows. There are just numerous choices. There are Wet n Wild palettes you could use. I mean, just there's no end to what you could do here. And the two biggest variables I would say for the eye look would be what you choose to do for a crease color. You can go more neutral, but I wouldn't go too neutral. I would bring some sort of warmth to the crease area so that it ties in well with the lip product. And as far as the eyes go, you know, you could go darker on the eyes, but I like to go lighter because the lip is a darker, warm nude. So I'm gonna go take my hair down. I'll be right back. Well, my hair is still very wet. After I washed it, I put it in a ponytail when it was completely soaked, so it's still very wet. The only part that's even partially dry is the bottom. But anyway, I've got things to do. You've got things to do, so I'm going to let you go. But yeah, this is the look that I decided to do with NYX Abu Dhabi. And I think you could wear this look pretty much anywhere. I don't think it's too crazy of a shimmer to be able to wear wherever you wanted to wear it. It's definitely not over the top. But yeah, if you've never tried a lip color like this, I know that it looks a little scary if you're not used to this type of color, but try it out. This is a good place to start because these feel really nice on the lips and they smell good and they are not uncomfortable. They're not going to dry out your lips like some of the liquid lipsticks that are out now. But yeah, if you've never tried anything like this, try it out and you might like it. You never know. Expand your horizons. Break out of your comfort zone because it's boring to wear the same colors all the time. And what's funny is, since I've started wearing these types of colors, now when I go to put on the kind of colors that I used to wear, it feels weird. I mean, it doesn't look right to me anymore. These natural, more natural type colors, I've grown quite fond of them. So have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.